Very good. So, welcome everyone. This is our strength and conditioning class. So, last week, if you're with us, was our first summer session. This is our second summer session, and this is one of those courses where we shouldn't have any interruptions throughout the term. I believe we shouldn't. I know I have the to start off the week on Mondays and then on finish off the weekend. There sometimes will be some interruptions, but this one, I don't think so. Not so much. Maybe just a delay. Like I just found out. I hate to be that parent, but my schedule, my son's like activities or like fun activities at his daycare kind of coincide. So next week on Friday, they have for Father's Day, they're doing Daddy and Donuts, like a activity. So next Friday, I may have to move the class a little bit forward, maybe somewhere between 7 and 7:30 in the morning, so I could make it to his event. Because I have a feeling if I don't go, Julian might be the the only kid out there without his daddy. So hopefully that's okay with everyone. But let's go ahead and start with our warm up. Okay, so let's start by looking left to right. There's been so many um, other activity days that I've missed that, yeah, I would hate for him to look around and wonder where his daddy's at, up and down. All right, and I'm just gonna mute everyone just so we don't have any background noise. Let's go to the next circles. Up today's workout. Let's see how many calories. So yeah, if you're in yesterday's class, I burned about 280 calories. Switch. So we have more people logging in. Sure. Yeah, I'm giving my other laptop a break. I noticed that the less I use it, the better the screen survives. So I'm giving it an extra day so it doesn't completely die on me. In case of you're wondering if the video quality today looks a little bit off, bring that right arm over. So yeah, it's just the camera on the laptops are different qualities. So that's what you're seeing. Switch. So we have Sandra. Morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
Morning, Maria. And another Maria. Bring that right arm across. So yeah, so today we will be doing a full body strength and conditioning workout. So as far as equipment, your own body weight should work, and also some dumbbells should work as well. So just keep that in mind. Should be good to go. Switch, body weight and dumbbells. So maybe some what do you call it? Maybe some the yoga mat help us. So all right, just emails keep popping up. Let's do trunk rotation. I'm gonna include my warm up into the hip workout, so I'm just gonna want to see how much we burn today. And then just a reminder, if you're on my Saturday class, we won't be meeting live this Saturday. So don't rush. If you show up in the morning, it's gonna be um yeah, no, you could log in, but there won't be a live session going on. Let's do abstract goals. Yeah, so today you could expect some arm exercises, some squats, variations of squats, variations of lunges, some shoulder presses, um, some back movements as well. So full body workout. And then tomorrow will be our easy day, just stretching. Right, big hula hoops, so big hip circles. Morning, Carmen. Showing up late. Switch. You have 10 burpees because you're late. Totally kidding.
Oh, who is that? Good morning.
No, I'm kidding. Imagine I wouldn't have any students if that was the case. Let's go ahead and do our hamstring stretch. So kind of drop your hips down, grab your ankles while you're here, and then just extend the knees. Six, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and do just a quad stretch. Stretch out our quad, the front part of our thigh. Anyone going out for Taco Tuesday later today? Let's switch. I feel like a couple years ago, there was maybe like a 3 to 5 year stretch where I was very excited about like Taco Tuesday, and then Sprouts had Sushi Wednesdays, and then this burger spot down the street had a Burger Thursday. So yeah, you could kind of see where I'm going with that, but not so much anymore. Let's drop those hips down. But I'll do the Sprouts here and there sometimes. They'll have sushi for $5, and it's fresh and yeah, it's not too bad. Separate your knees with your elbows. And shift left to right. And rise. Alrighty. So if you have a variety of dumbbells, go ahead and grab those. Um, Usually for arm movements, we'll use some lighter weights, but your legs, bigger muscle group can it's able to maintain and lift a little bit heavier. So if you want to have some heavier dumbbells nearby for your leg movements, yeah, get that handy. So if you want to collect those items now, now's a good time. So let's grab your dumbbells, yoga mat, and your water. Okay, have that nearby, and we'll start shortly. So. Okay. And then I'll go over what the workout will be. Get a little bit of air here, hopefully. Yeah, I don't think it messes with the lighting too much. Okay, so first round is going to be dumbbell squats. You could rest the dumbbells on your shoulders or at your side. I believe we're doing sumo squats later, so try to avoid using them right here between your legs. So we want to go shoulders or at your sides. We have this set or this group of exercises. We're going to do 3 rounds. Okay, so dumbbell squats, dumbbell front raises. So lifting your dumbbells at shoulder height. Okay. Good mornings. That's when we're resting the dumbbells on our shoulders. And then we're just gonna hinge at the hip and come up. And if you're have some sensitive lower back sensation, then we just want to go with our body weight and then just get a nice stretch for the good morning. And then we're gonna the last movement is gonna be push-ups, okay? And in between each set, I believe we have 2 minutes rest. So this is one of the longer sets of the workout today, but we are hitting most of the main muscle groups of our body: chest, back, legs, and shoulders. Yeah, we're pretty much hitting them all. Okay, so let's go ahead and I would go with the light set of dumbbells or just body weight. Okay, I'm actually doing leg day today, so should go a little heavier. So we're gonna do each round for every lift is gonna be between 10 and 12. Alrighty? Okay, ready? 10 to 12. I'm gonna go at my side and begin. So make sure you get low enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. And be patient with the set because it is 3 rounds. Sometimes these longer sets could get a little bit, I don't want to say boring, but by the third set, you might be over it. So yeah, so that's why I want you to start off progressively, okay? Front raises are next. That's with your dumbbells at your side. And you're gonna lift at shoulder height and control it back down. We have 10 seconds left. So we'll go about 30 seconds in between lifts and 2 minutes in between sets. Okay? Ready? 10 to 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 30 seconds. Good mornings are next. So remember, good mornings. You just have your dumbbell here, and you're just gonna hinge at the hip. Okay. And I want your back to be straight. I don't want your back to be hunched over or curled. Okay. So back is straight. We're doing 10 of these. So let's try the first set just body weight, no additional weight. Okay, so just here, hands at your hips so you could control it and know what you're doing. Then just back is straight. 1, 2. This should almost feel like a stretch. 3, 4, 5, 6. Doing 10 of these. 7. Back is nice and straight. 8, 9, Good stuff. All right, we're gonna go down to the floor. So you could grab your yoga mat if you like. And remember, for these, you could do modified. So you could go on your knees if you like. Or you could start off traditional push-up. And if you get tired, then we could go ahead and transition down to your knees and use your support there. Okay. So 10 to 12 push-ups. Remember, we have 3 rounds of this whole circuit. So 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let your own count. So inhale on your way down, exhale on your way up. All right. Get your 12 in there. All right. So 90 seconds rest. Grab some water. Catch your breath. We have 2 more rounds, so. All right. So if you have a variety of weights, of dumbbells, then maybe on the second set, try to go a little bit heavier. And for the good mornings, let's try to have maybe your 1 dumbbell by your chest and just hinge. But yeah, let's add a little bit more of stressor there. So we want to add a little bit more weight. Any questions so far? Everyone's doing okay? Remember, if there's a movement that you just don't like or feels funky or uncomfortable, you could just skip it. So, or let me know early enough so I could find an alternative. We have 20 seconds. All right, and we go with the squats, so dumbbell squats. Number 10 to 12. Ready, begin. So get low enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I inhale my way down, exhale my way up. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Put those down. 30 seconds rest. Mm. 10 seconds. We have our front raises. Okay. Ready? And begin. 10 to 12. 1. Hitting shoulders now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, good morning. So remember, for good mornings, you could have your weight on your shoulder. You could just hold it across your chest. And if just to stretch, the first set that we did was challenging enough, then just stay with that, okay? Because we really don't, when you kind of pull something on your back or irritate your back, it's no fun and it's hard to recover from it. So if you're worried about your back, then maybe just body weight, okay? Ready? Okay, go. So I'm just holding my dumbbell here and I'm coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Back to push-ups. Right. I believe everything else, we have one more group of movements that is 3 rounds, but everything else should just be 2 rounds. But I want to make sure we do 3 rounds of this one because we are hitting every muscle group. So we're not just forgetting about something. Push-ups, 10 to 12. Ready, begin. At your own count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right. Okay. 90 seconds rest. Just one more round of those, okay? And that could get a little bit old and boring, but remember, we only do these lifts about once a week, so that's why we're doing 3 sets of them. My go-to snack right now that I'm eating when I want some like healthy carbs and some protein, pretty much just yogurt and strawberries is what I'm eating. Mm. Oh, you know what I found out the other day? I was just looking at cans when I was camping. That's pretty good in macros and not as bad as I thought it would be. Was like canned pozole or canned menudo. That's what my buddy had for breakfast, and I took like bagels and yogurt. But yeah, I was looking at the labels and I was like, oh, like this is actually not too bad. I thought it'd be, something pretty bad, but it was actually pretty lean and yeah, has a good amount of protein. So, all right, just talking about food now. That's what I do when I'm tired. All right, third set of squats. Ready? Last set. Third set, last set. Okay, go. So we're doing 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12, 11, and 12. Whew. Good stuff. Okay, front raises. After this last set, we're moving on to a different movement. Okay? All right, grab those dumbbells, front raises. Give me 10 to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good mornings is next. Okay, so we have about 20 seconds. All right, here we go. Third set of good mornings. I'm gonna go with 20 pounds now. Ready? Begin. 1, I'm doing 10 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. All right, last round of push-ups. And then after this, we should be flying through the rest of the workout because the sets are, we're doing less sets. And then also some of the sets are shorter, less movements. Okay, so push-ups. This is first, it's a little longer. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, 10 to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good job. First set is done with. First, longest one to 90 seconds rest. All right, so next we have our curtsy lunges. This is several of your guys' favorite leg movement. I know Carmen likes this one. So curtsy lunge, we're here, and we come across, and you're gonna feel it right on that glute. Okay, so we're gonna do 8 on each leg. We have dumbbell Arnold press. So here, dumbbells are here, rotate and press. Doing those, we got 10 of those. We have dumbbell bent over rows. So we're bent over, almost like the bottom position of the good morning. Dumbbells are here, and we bring those close to our sides as we're lifting up. And then we're doing standing Jane Fondas. Okay, so right here, 8 on each leg. All right, we still have about 40 seconds, so just get ready, and it's 2 rounds of those. All right. Here we go with the curtsy lunges. Ready? So 8 on each leg, a total of 16. Okay, go. So come behind. It's 1. That's 1. So 8 on each leg. 2. 2. 3. 3. 4. 4. 5. 5. 6. 6. 7. 7. 8. And 8. That was pretty fun. Okay. Arnold presses next. Remember, dumbbells here in front of you. Shoulders rotate and press up and come back. Okay, so we're doing 10 of those. Everyone's okay so far? Remember, every class, everything that we do throughout the week is essential. So let it be joint mobility or strength or just recovery, okay? Ready? We're here and press. Back, press. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good stuff. All right, bent over rows. This is the one where we're bent over, that bottom position of the good mornings. And we just bring our dumbbells in. So from the front, you could have a narrow stance. So dumbbells just come straight to your side. Or if you want to work on your wider back, then just go elbows flared out, okay? Last week we did the first set inside, second set outside. So you could do that too. Or you could just stick to one or the other. So if you have a preference. Ready? So we're here and then just narrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Job. Standing Jane Fonda's. So we're here standing upright, leg comes out. Some balance work there on that one too. Okay, so this one's gonna be 8 and 8. So I don't want to just do balance on Fridays. So I think on today's session we have 2 balance ones. So this is one of them. Okay. So 8. So go out, back. Go as high as you can without rotating your body or leaning. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, that's round 1. 90 seconds. So take 90 seconds rest.
Where are we going to the tacos, Julio?
Where?
Uh-huh.
There's Have you had Taqueria El Poblano before?
No.
There's one here in Bellflower. It's pretty good. There's also I've been going to one called Taconazo. And they specialize in like Ensenada fish tacos.
Mm.
But yeah, but on that one, I when I when I leave, not gonna lie, my walk is a little bit shorter and slower. Like I just feel like more heavy and bloated. I think they're tastier, but you also feel more guilty leaving the restaurant, if that makes sense. Um, so yeah, and then they have aguas frescas here too. Um, and yeah, and then they give you chips and everything. So they just like make sure that you're well fed. So I try not to go there too much. My mom likes going there. So whenever we want to go on like a mother on son outing or lunch, that's where she usually picks. So I try to save it for her because if I go there on my own, I for sure would be a little bit heavier. So um, but yeah, but one of those two usually. I used to go to Tacos Aranda on Slauson and Rosemead, but I feel like their quality went down. So curtsy lunges right here. So if you want to have some dumbbells, you could add some now. So 8 and 8. Yeah, those when we moved to Pico Rivera and this was like 1997. I remember Tacos Aranda on Slauson and Rosemead. They used to have 25-cent tacos. And every like 2 or 3 years they would go up like 10 cents. And then now they're like, I don't know, like $2, I'm sure. So I'll pay 25 cents for a taco, but I'm not paying, or 50 cents, I'm sorry. I don't think they were that cheap. But yeah, so alrighty. Curtsy lunges. Arnold press is next. And I used to go one not too far from your place too, Espina on Telegraph and Rosemead. Um, I think it's like next to where the Starbucks is. There was one there. They used to have good al pastor tacos.
De asada.
Oh, asada? Yeah.
And Goyos, something like
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Mhm.
All right. Arnold. So 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Arnold press. 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna go for 12. Feeling good. 11, 12. Ooh, there you go. So bent over rows are next. I think I'm gonna go wide on those. Yeah, and then if I'm in the area, like by East LA, off Garfield and Atlantic, I think there's one. No, Garfield and Olympic. There's Tacos El Sapo. It's a taco truck. Like that's like I wouldn't drive there so much before, and I had more time. I would drive there, drive 30, 40 minutes for tacos, but not so much anymore. Um, but that's another good one for me, Tacos El Sapo. All right, so bend over, and I'm gonna go a little wider on this one, so my elbows are flaring out a little bit wider out. 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna go for 12, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Whew. Good set. So I have Jane Fonda's, standing Jane Fonda's. Last year I took my team to Tacos El Poblano, Taqueria El Poblano. They used to have a site in Anaheim. So I took him there before an Angels game. This is where we bought the Angels tickets for $1. Uh, that's how cheap the tickets were. Sorry, Charisse. Uh, and yeah, so we went to go eat tacos. Let's go with Jane Fonda. So 8 on each side. We went to go eat tacos. The kids loved them. We went to the Angels game. And I think about half an hour after the game started, they were like, "Can we go back to the taco place?" So we went back to the we didn't spend much time at the Angels game. Uh,
Hey, they're doing not too bad. So.
So let's switch. I heard the Savannah Bananas
Oh
sold.
yeah, I went.
Oh, yeah. I heard they sold out the stadium compared to the home
Oh
team.
my gosh, the stadium was full. We went on Saturday. It
Oh
was
wow,
pretty humorous.
that's awesome.
We got last minute tickets because some of them are so crazy price that I can't afford. And we kind of got last minute. My son
Yeah.
went on Friday. I forgot all about it. He got to go with a couple of his buddies. And so we tried to get him and we got him like last minute.
Yeah.
That was funny. It was pretty humorous.
Oh yeah, they seem look entertaining. We just finished our second superset, so we're gonna go Poliquin, which is I call it the cheerleading lift because it reminds me of motion there. We're doing that one first. Lateral lunges, so goblet lateral lunges. Um, Overhead tricep extensions or tricep kickbacks, either one of those. And side planks. So we will be on the floor for the side planks. This is also 2 rounds, okay? So good stuff. We still have about 45 seconds to go. Ooh. Yeah, that team looked fun. Um, know a couple people that also went to it. So when I hear the owner of the team, he's quite the guy too. Like I think they were kicking everyone out to leave the parking lot, and I think he stayed super late just signing autographs for everyone that wanted one. It's pretty cool.
I never heard of him. My husband knew all about him. My daughter, I never heard of him until you start telling me about it. And
Right here. Yeah. So let's go with the pilot plans. So curl, elbows out, extend. Doing 10 of these. Yeah, I see them on ESPN here and there, and they just they look like a bunch of like guys being silly. So I never really took it seriously. And then when I saw that they sold out Angel Stadium, I was like, oh wow, they have a following.
That stadium was full. And they get the whole audience going.
Yeah, I hear that based on what the audience does, sometimes it influences the actual game, which is really cool. Um Okay, next is our goblet lateral lunges. So dumbbell here, your chest. Come here. Yeah, I think I saw that if you are a fan and you're wearing a yellow shirt and you catch a foul ball, it'll count as an out if you catch it. So, which is awesome, because then, what if you go to a game and the whole crowd just has a yellow shirt? So the opposing team, they're just gonna dread doing foul balls because they're gonna be kicked out. So lateral lunges. Grab your dumbbell right here and lean. One, two. So make sure you drop your hips. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8. One's a bit taxing. All right, tricep kickbacks. This one you'll be bent over, again, like that good morning position. Elbows at your side and just extend at that elbow joint, okay? If that seems like too much for your back, then grab one dumbbell. You could do these standing or sitting down. Just make sure you're missing your head or your neck, and just extend also at that elbow so you're working out that tricep. All right, ready? So 10 to 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We're on the floor. We have side planks. Ready? So side plank, you're just here on your elbow and your feet. You're gonna elevate your hips, okay? 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, up. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, time. Right. So we get our 90 seconds rest. How's everyone doing? Sherry, Lisa, Sandra, Julie, thumbs up.
Tired.
Tired, yeah. Teresa, how are you doing?
I'm sore from yesterday.
Oh yeah, yesterday's workout
I'm a
wasn't
little sore.
easy. We have 45 seconds. Yeah, Julian kept good job, Carmen. Julian woke me up at 4.
Ramon,
Come on, there you go. Good job. Yeah. Anyways, got up at 4 to get Julian water, and then he didn't want to go back to sleep. 3-year-old. Yeah. And then and he finally fell asleep, but when it was time to wake up, he didn't want to wake up. It's always a battle at 6:30 in the morning here. Feel bad for my neighbors. Because Julian's just screaming. All right, here we go. All right, so Poliquin, grab your dumbbells. We're doing 8. So curl, rotate, extend, out. Curl. Extend. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. dumbbell goblet lateral lunges. Next, so 8 and 8. Five seconds. Grab that dumbbell. 8 and 8. Ready? Again. 1. 1. 2. 2. 3. 3. 4. 4. 5. 5. 6. 6. Oof. 7. 7. 8. And 8. All right, tricep kickbacks. Real quick on the chat, let me know your energy level. We're just gonna go with the rating of 1, 2, or 3. Okay, or let's go 1, 3, and 5. Okay, so it seems a little bit more disparate. So type in 1 if you're tired and you're kind of just want to call it, let's cool down. Give me a 3 if you could go maybe another 2 rounds, and give me a 5 if you could go 4 more rounds. Okay, so go ahead and type that in. Just gonna average it out and see. I usually do this frequently, so everyone participate. Josefina, you're wild. Josefina's only 5.
Es
Okay.
Ramón.
Oh, okay. So I see 1, 1. I see 1, 5, and the rest are 3s. Okay, so it looks like we'll go with 2 more rounds. Okay, so we'll do 2 more sets. Sorry, Kathleen. So, all right, tricep kickbacks.
That's okay.
Appreciate
I'm just out of shape.
Okay, no worries. Book it there. Tricep kickbacks, elbows here, and extend. So 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I like getting feedback like that just because you know, sometimes I'm just in front of my computer and I'm typing things and this looks great and this looks doable, but then, when you really apply it, um, just energy level or sometimes things just last a little bit longer than expected. So just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. I don't want to exhaust people if we're already exhausted or getting there. All right. Left side plank. So we did right side first. Now it's left side. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Up. So again, just your feet and your elbow. 10 seconds in. Ten more seconds. Good stuff. We're at 200. I have 200 calories already. And time. Okay. All right. So I did have 2 more groups left. So I think we'll do 1 set of each group, and that would be the 2 sets that I asked for. So we'll keep it with that. So first movement, we'll just combine them. So we have 5 exercises, just 1 round, okay? And then we'll call it. First one's gonna be an underhand front raise. So arms are high, can't even talk. Arms are here and bring them forward to the top. It's gonna work out our chest. Okay. Then we have our chair squats. So we'll need a chair so we could work on our balance. That's gonna be 1 round. Then we have dumbbell thrusters. So that's when we squat and press, squat and press. And then, so that's 1 round of that. And then the next 2 are pretty easy. It's calf raises, okay? And then shrugs. Okay, so just 1 round of each, and we should be good to go. So, all right, let's go ahead and grab those dumbbells. As long as we're feeling accomplished, walking away from this workout, I'm happy with that. I'll take any workout like that. Ready? So 10. So from out here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's underhand. 8, 9, and 10. All right, 1 down, 4 to go. Okay. Remember, it's 5 movements. Next one is our box squat or our chair squat. And remember, we're doing 15 here, like so. Or you can do 8 on one leg and 8 the other. And remember, when we do 1 and 1, leg is extended when we come up, or leg is elevated. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the single leg just to challenge myself a little bit more. Okay, so 8 and 8 or 15 if you're using both legs together. Okay, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Switch. Left leg now. Remember, so 15 if you're using both feet, and 16 if you're going 8 and 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good work. Dumbbell thruster. Okay. Thrusters, we have 12. Okay. So this is one of the more taxing movements that we will do. Just remember, dumbbells here, squat and press. Down, squat and press. So it's 2 movements into 1, squats and shoulder press together. We're doing 12. Make sure you have the appropriate weight. Ready? Dumbbells here. 3, 2, 1. Squat and press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, almost there, 11, and 12. Woo. Last 2, calf raises and shoulder shrugs. Calf raises, we have 20. Okay. Here we go. 20. Dumbbells at your side. Okay. Go, so heel raises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 of these. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. At 230 calories. Carmen, what you got?
222.
Yeah, I think we have the same fitness tracker. So
Yeah.
ours are pretty spot on. All right. Last one, just shoulder shrugs. Remember, dumbbells at your side, and just bring your shoulders towards your ears. So up and control down. Okay, so we're doing anywhere between 15 to 20 of those. Ready? Dumbbells at your side, and begin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. I'm good with 15. All right, finished off with 237 calories. Let's call it there. Okay. Right. My app is telling me that I lifted 299 corgis. Corgis. All right. Whew, good job. High fives. We'll stretch and we'll still be burning some calories. So let's just go ahead, sit on that left hand, bring that right hand over, stretch lightly. Good job, everyone. Let's switch. Sit on that right hand. Get over. Any movements that we didn't like today? I tend to agree. I think most of the movements weren't too wild or too demanding. Performance stretch.
Todo estuvo bien, Julio, todo está bien, gracias.
Ok, muchas gracias. Sí, a veces hay unos movimientos que, pues sí, que no se sienten bien o son incómodos. O me gusta saber si cualquier movimiento molesta o algo.
Ah, gracias, yo tenía 50 años que no lo hacía, cuando jugaba soccer todo eso lo hacía, pero ya
Qué
50
bueno.
años que no. Allá, gracias.
Push down, sí, siempre. Push down, push down. Right, let's bring that knee up. Let's hug it. Feel the stretch running. Let's go ahead and switch. right ankle on that left ankle on that right knee. We're good, Teresa? Good workout? Let's push down on that knee. I have to go hunting for some almond milk for Julian. My local Costco doesn't have it, so I'm gonna have to try a different one. My wife asked me to buy baking soda the other day, and it took me like 3 loops around Costco to try to find that. Because at first she said it was by the baking stuff. It wasn't by the baking stuff. So I thought it might be like an hour or two over. I know, it was by the cleaning stuff. So it sucks about baking soda. You could use it for so many things that you don't know where it's at at the store.
Where was it? It wasn't in the baking?
No, it was by the next to like the detergent.
Huh. That's,
Yeah.
That's weird. Should be by baking.
If they had like the science project aisle, it would have been on the science project aisle. So, it could be anywhere. All right, folks. Good stuff. I'll see you folks tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's just stretching, easy stuff, 246 calories. So pretty good. Considering that we had more recovery. And then if you did yesterday's workout and today's, you're probably gonna be a little sore. So tomorrow's much needed. And just make sure sometimes there's some muscle groups that have a delayed onset soreness, which means that you don't become sore the day after, you become sore like 2 days after. So if we happen to feel that on Thursday, just communicate so we don't go through some crazy workout and we're already feeling exhausted. We could just tone it back a little bit. Okay. So, all right, everyone. Enjoy your
Thank you,
Tuesday.
Julio.
Thanks, Julio.
Have a good day.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Julio. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.